Hey, stupid. How's life? Are you getting paid enough?
Hi, what's wrong? What? Did you receive your salary or something?
Yep, got my first paycheck. And was wondering how much you got.
I see. It was your first month at work, right? Did you get paid enough?
Of course, I have a bachelor's degree. Unlike somebody.
Yeah, sure. What do you want? Don't tell me you're here just to brag.
I mean, why not? Are you mad because I have a degree and I'm making more money than you? Like I care.
Well, I guess you have a lot of free time. At least enough time to brag.
I don't have free time unlike you.
Okay, it's getting annoying. Plus, it doesn't matter whether you have a degree or not.
You're just jealous because you only graduated from high school.
Ugh, enough. I guess there's a lot you're misunderstanding in life. You should think about your life more wisely. You finally got the chance to work. Don't waste it.
I was just letting you know how much a university graduate can make. So, how much do you make?
Why should I tell you? That's private.
You don't want to tell because you're poor.
All that judging and stuff is annoying. Seriously.
Your workplace must be lame as hell.
Sure.
Just so you know, I used personal connections to get this job.
Hold on, what?
They needed me. Maybe because I have a degree.
So, I don't think that's also something to brag about.
Stop envying me.
No, I'm not. What's wrong with you?
Don't worry, I feel you. I know you don't get paid enough.
Whatever. Are you done?
I guess you learned. You're no better than me. I was always the gifted one.
I don't care about any of that. Are you even working? I hear you're not doing much work.
Who even told you that? Is it mom again? It's none of your business. I have a degree and a decent job.
Yeah, good for you. Just don't annoy others, alright?
What? Your existence is annoying.
Okay, whatever. Congrats on getting a job. Hi, Mom. I need to talk about Carol.
Howdy. Everything alright? What? Is she doing something bad? She was enjoying her first real paycheck.
Mom, you didn't explain her how she was able to get the job? She came to me bragging about connections or whatever.
Oh no, I didn't explain much about it. I thought she wouldn't like it. So I decided not to give the details.
I see. I understand. Well, you have to at some point. Her reputation at work is a disaster.
You think she'll listen to me? I don't want to be involved much.
I know, but it's kinda awkward explaining it from me, right?
Yeah, I guess. I do hear about her reputation, though.
And she's still making fun of my career. How I never went to college.
I can't tell. Well, I'll try my best to tell her. Okay?
Yes, please. Or else I'll be in trouble.
Hey, you.
I'm working. What do you want?
I see. No rest for the wicked. And you still don't get paid enough.
I'm busy, okay? Get back to work. It's very annoying.
Too bad. You have more experience at work, but get paid less.
If you don't stop it, you'll get what you deserve.
Oh yeah, try me.
Oh, I've had enough. What's so special about you? You're really gonna regret it.
Oh, you lost your temper. Maybe because you don't have a college degree? Do you want financial support?
Don't you know that I'm the CEO of the company you work at?
What?
I gave you a chance, and you ruined it. You are working for your sister, who you are looking down on. You were so busy bragging about your personal connections when it was me who helped you get a job.
I don't understand. You, the CEO.
Yes. Are you that stupid?
That can't be.
This tells me you've never done research about your workplace. I thought you knew by now.
That's impossible. So, I got a job because of you?
Yes. Is there a problem with that? So, I'm your boss.
There's a lot of problems. Why didn't you tell me? Mom didn't tell me anything.
Of course she didn't. You've been looking down on me. And she knew you wouldn't want to work for me. I mean, you can't be dependent to your family anymore.
Excuse me? Me dependent?
Yes?
Hello? I have a college degree. Not happening.
Stop lying. Everyone knows you failed job hunting. I hope you learned your lesson.
What? How do you know about that?
Too bad. Literally everyone knows. And so people were asking me for help. Understood?
Oh. What? You finally admit it? Are you seriously the CEO? The webpage isn't lying?
And now you finally checked. I told you.
Well, you know I was joking, right?
What?
I said I was just joking. But you misunderstood me. Well, let's not worry about the past anymore, right?
Too late.
Why?
It's no use trying to change sides, you know?
What do you mean? You're scaring me.
As I said, your reputation at work is a disaster.
Why? Wait. I don't get it.
Didn't I tell you a million times? To get to work. And you just wouldn't.
I was trying.
Trying? Excuse me? I thought you had a college degree. Being too busy on your phone, postponing work. You never even had a thing.
It's not my fault. I didn't know what to do.
Who cares? We have high standards here. If you can't keep up, leave. You still don't remember why I didn't go to college?
You failed the test, right?
Wrong. I was already busy starting my own business. I spent time making connections, learning about business, and finally founded my own company. Do you know how much effort I put into this?
Well, you never told me that. I didn't know that.
Nope. You were there when I explained. Even Mom told you about it too. But did you listen?
But we're family, so let's just be nice to each other.
Huh?
You're my sister. You can make me vice president.
You still don't get my point. You're fired.
What? Me? Fired? You're talking about promotion, right?
You think I'm joking? I envy your positivity. But that ends today.
What do you mean?
You should feel sorry for Mom. She gave you all the support to help you out. At home and at work. But she won't be supporting you anymore.
What? I still live with her. That can't happen.
Well, not anymore. Just go find a job and a place to stay.
I don't have the money for a house. And I'm tired of job hunting.
Do I care? There's no choice. You're fired.
It's your company, right? Can't you do something about it?
Nope. We decided your dismissal at today's meeting.
What meeting?
That's why I've been busy recently. I've been running around, apologizing about my useless sister, because it was my responsibility.
Useless?
Yes! You're too busy being proud about your degree. No one cares.
Come on, you're my sister. You don't have to go hard on me, you know? Please, don't leave me.
You get what you get.
You can't do this to me.
Yes, I can. You're useless, rude, and don't have any common sense. We don't need people like you at our company. Come on, start being independent. You have a college degree, right? After all, Carol got fired. And her parents finally kicked her out of the house. So she doesn't have a place to stay or work. With no choice, she started job hunting again. But who would want to hire her? She ended up working part-time with a lot of high school students around her and currently lives in the cheapest apartment you can find in the neighborhood. Rumor has it that she is having a hard time working with students and living in a cheap apartment. Carol's sister was the opposite. After firing her sister at work and kicking her out of her parents' house, she was living a peaceful life. And unlike Carol's situation, her company is on the road to success.
It's not fair, Serena. You're given a privilege because you are their biological daughter. What's going on all of a sudden, Mary? Your mother told me, even though we all live in this family house, you are the only one not paying for living expenses, Serena. That's not fair. We're paying $1,000 a month to your parents for our living expenses. I see. About that. There's a reason for this. Has my mother told you anything about it? Reasons? She told me nothing of the sort. It's my parents' decision to exempt me from paying my living expenses. They said that since they didn't have to spend much money on me, they want to at least have my living expenses exempted. Huh? What do you mean by that? I don't get it at all. My brother Edward went to college, but I decided to work after graduating from high school. That's why they said they'd exempt my living expenses equal to Edward's college tuition. My parents' policy has always been to treat siblings equally. So your living expenses will continue to be exempted forever? Well, for a while, but not forever. I've done some rough calculations, and I think it'll be for another 2 to 3 years. Edward went to a private university, and he even had to repeat a year of school, so the tuition fees seem to be quite expensive. Another 2 to 3 years? While your brother and his wife are working hard to pay $1,000 a month to your parents, you still get an exemption? That's not fair. Even if you say it's unfair, that's what my parents decided. If you don't like paying them $1,000 a month that much, why don't you rent an apartment? There's no way you can rent an apartment with the same conditions as this house with only $1,000. Plus, this house is in the best neighborhood around here. It's close to work. Hospitals and shopping facilities are nearby. If I rented an apartment of the same level nearby, the rent would be $8,000. Then, living here for only $1,000, including rent and living expenses, is a very good deal. You're living a very reasonable life, so could you stop saying it's unfair? Then please give us some money in exchange. Excuse me? We've been paying $1,000 a month, but you, Serena, were exempted. Then surely you have plenty saved up, right? Well, I guess so. Then you can afford to pay us $10,000, can't you? Instead of saying it's unfair, please give us $10,000. I don't understand what's going on here. Why do I have to give my brother and his wife $10,000? We are in debt because of you, Serena. On top of the $1,000 we are paying as living expenses, we have a loan for a new car. And we also have a lot of friends, so our entertainment expenses are pretty high too. As a result, our family budget is in the red. Before we knew it, we had $10,000 in debt. So please pay for our debt. I'm surprised that you have a debt, but I still don't understand why I have to pay for it. You've never paid for your own living expenses, right, Serena? That means you're living on our money. What? And we're in debt because we're struggling with the $1,000 of living expenses. In other words, our debt was caused by you. So I think you should pay the $10,000 we owe. Huh? If you have savings thanks to the living expense exemption, it's okay, right? Our debt of $10,000, we will definitely have you pay this. Mary told me that you have a debt of $10,000. Is that true? Sis, I'm sorry for all the weird things Mary said. I heard everything from Mary just now. It was so crazy that I couldn't understand much of what she said. It's unbelievable, isn't it? That whole theory? She talked as if the debt was my fault. I'm so sorry. The $10,000 debt is due to our poor money management. And yet, she's demanding you pay it back as if she's taking it out on you. I'll be sure to give her words of caution later. I'm a little relieved. I was wondering what I should do if even you had the same thoughts as her. Even I can't keep up with that crazy theory. But, if you could help us, I'd really appreciate it if you'd provide us with the money to repay the debt. I beg your pardon? Well, the interest rate at the place we owe money to is really high. That's why the repayment hasn't been going so well. I see. So it would help if I could temporarily pay off the debt. Then you wouldn't have to worry about the high interest rate. That's right. So please, can you lend us $10,000? Of course we'll pay you back, and we'll even pay you some interest. First of all, we need to do something about the high interest rate debt. Well, all right then. If that's the case, I'll cover the $10,000 this once. Really? It's true that I've been able to save a lot of money thanks to the living expense exemption. But I'm not going to go easy on you just because we're siblings. I'll make sure you make a repayment plan, and I won't tolerate any delays. Of course. Then, let's discuss the repayment plan tonight, and a written pledge. Then I'll lend you $10,000 right away. Thank you, sis. Then I'll see you tonight. Serena? I still think it's unfair that only you, Serena, are exempted from living expenses. So, please get out of the house right now. I've already taken all your belongings outside. What? What is this all of a sudden? We've already discussed my living expenses, haven't we? But I still don't agree with it. Edward and I work together to make ends meet every month. But you, Serena, who is exempted from paying living expenses, is happily going on a shopping spree. Think about how I would feel having you show off your new high-brand bags to me. I'm not showing them off. Besides, that brand bag has been my dream since I was little. I don't care about your dreams. The problem is that you do whatever you want while I have to put up with it. You don't get to shop for luxury brands when you parasite on us. What part of me is a parasite to you? You've been a parasite all along. You live in the same house as us, yet you don't even pay a penny for it. You've been living on our money the whole time. You're just like a parasite, Serena. You keep bringing up that crazy theory again. So, you parasite, get out of this house. Our lives will be easier once you're gone. What do you mean by that? To begin with, a monthly living expense of $1,000 is too expensive. It's true that the house is located in the best district, but it's old. $1,000 for living expenses, including rent, is a huge ripoff. That's when I finally realized this $1,000 living expenses must be a plot by your parents. They must be adding your living expenses on top of the needed amount. Huh? Are you seriously saying that it's a plot by my parents? Of course I'm serious. That's why I'm kicking you out of this house. If you disappear, the added cost of living should be reduced. Then, our finances will be a little more manageable. I'll be able to buy a high-brand bag. You're as crazy as ever, aren't you? Your thoughts are just too convenient, or perhaps you're just too assuming. I'm getting tired of dealing with you. I don't want to deal with parasites anymore either. This is the last day for you to rely on your brother and his wife. Get out of here, you parasite, who doesn't pay anything. Then pay me back the $10,000. Huh? I can't. Why should I pay you back that much money? Of course you have to pay me back. Edward told you everything, didn't he? That I helped you guys pay off your debt. I heard that, but I don't think that's needed. That debt was caused by you. That's why you, who was the cause of the debt, paid it back. Huh? You didn't even pay a penny for the living expenses. You're so spoiled by your parents that you don't pay anything. That's why we had to pay $1,000 a month for living expenses. That led us to borrowing money. In other words, it's a debt that came about because of you. You should be the one to pay for it, not me. And it's time you stopped shifting the blame for that debt. It's all because of you two spending too much money. Shut up! I don't care what you parasites preach. Get out of here. There's no place for parasites here anymore. Okay, then the $10,000 will become $100,000 for you to pay back. What? And you'll have to pay it all back in one lump sum. Oh, this will be tough. What are you talking about? $100,000? We didn't borrow that much from you. Not from me, but you did borrow it from my parents. What? You thought I didn't know anything about that? Wait a minute. Oh my God, how much do you know about it? I know everything. I know that you forced my parents to pay back your scholarship. What? I heard that when you and Edward got married, you asked my parents for a lot of money. Since I'm marrying into this house, you should be able to pay that much, is what you said. You threatened them that if they didn't pay, you wouldn't sign the marriage contract and you wouldn't have the ceremony. My parents, out of pity, did as they were told and paid back your $30,000 scholarship money. Oh no, I mean... And I heard that you've been constantly behind on your monthly living expenses too. Sometimes you don't even pay $100 out of the $1,000. And you even forced my parents to pay for the down payment on your new car. You think you've hidden it well, but I know all about it. No way! Edward and I had agreed not to tell you, Serena. I told your parents not to tell either. My parents kept their word. They haven't said anything. I just had too good an insight and found out on my own. I immediately questioned my parents about it, but they didn't say anything. But they didn't deny it, so that's your answer. Oh no! So, I did my own calculations. The total amount of money you guys made my parents pay, when you add it all up, it's quite a bit of money. And if you add in the $10,000 that I covered, it comes to exactly $100,000. What? We owed that much money? Besides, it's hard to manage debts when it's all over the place, isn't it? That's why I thought it would be better to combine all the debts into one loan. I temporarily covered the debt you two made to my parents, so I had my brother sign the pledge to pay me back $100,000 in total. A pledge? Even though you're his sister? We're family, so that's why we have to be firm about these things. It also says what to do if he tries to escape from my payment. In that case, you'll have to repay the debt in one lump sum, no matter what. What? So you'll have to pay me $100,000 in one lump sum. Oh, if you only hadn't kicked me out or tried to evade your debts, then I would have waited for you guys to pay in installments as promised. Wait a minute! I didn't hear anything about that. Even if you didn't hear it, Mary, Edward's signature is on it. Then I'll leave as you said. So, Mary, get ready for the lump sum payment.
I'm so sorry, sis. I've retrieved all your stuff. I've put it all back in the house neatly. So please, don't tell me we'll have to pay you back in one lump sum. I have no intention of kicking you out or running away from my debt at all.
Even if you don't, Mary seems to be different. She called me a parasite and kicked me out. I can't live with someone like that anymore.
Don't say that. Let's continue to live together at this home. Mary wants to apologize to you too. She just took it out on you. Mary wanted to buy a high brand bag too, so she got jealous and kicked you out.
I've covered for her $100,000 and yet she took it out? Do you think such a childish excuse will let this matter go away?
I told you that I'm sorry, and so is Mary. Our parents are furious over what happened, and it's not good. If you don't come back, they're going to cut us off. They'll kick us out for disrupting the family harmony.
I can't believe you guys offended those parents who are as kind as Jesus. But maybe that's good for you guys. Maybe this will be a good opportunity for you to get rid of your bad spending habits.
What?
If you can depend on anyone, it will naturally improve. Oh, but can you guys rent a house? You'd have to sell your car to pay me back. And you'll have to sell everything you own. Maybe you'll be homeless after you leave this house.
What are you laughing at? It's not a maybe, it's a definite. So do me a favor, sis. Come back to the house and let's all live together again. I'll really pay my debt of $100,000 too, so please change it back to installments.
Why do you think I prepared a pledge for you? I'll have you pay it in one lump sum no matter what. Well then, I go look for a place to live. Oh, do we really have to pay back $100,000? Huh? You have to pay back what you owe. That's common sense, right? Yes, but I'm not quite convinced. Edward showed me the written pledge and I listened to what he had to say. But I still think it's strange. Well, what is strange about it? The fact that you have $100,000. How can you cover such a large sum of money on your own, Serena? Even if you live at your parents' house, it's bizarre that you have such a fortune. Is it? I don't have any grades, so I'm able to save money. But still, $100,000 is crazy. Just because we have no idea how much money we owe? Aren't you raising the amount of money on purpose? What? It should be about $50,000 that we borrowed from your parents. But you're saying that the total is $100,000. And you make it sound like you've done us a favor, covering for our debt. You actually intend to rob us, don't you? You're still thinking like a madman. There's no way I would do such a trick. Otherwise, there's no explanation. You're just a high school graduate living at your parents' home. There's no way someone like that could afford $100,000. I own a company. What? It's small, but it has some sales, so I can afford to take on $100,000 on my own. Really? You're kidding, right? I had no idea you were running a company. That's because I didn't tell you. If I told my brother and his wife, who spends money like crazy, I was sure they'd treat me like a convenient ATM. I can't deny that. I'm thinking of living in a luxury tower apartment. It sounds like a good place for a business owner. A tower apartment? No way! I didn't know you had that much money. If I had known you were a company president, I wouldn't have kicked you out. Look, I'm really sorry from the bottom of my heart. I'll get down on my knees or whatever, so let's mend our relationship. Why don't we go on a shopping date? No way, you idiot. I don't even want to see your face anymore. No. If you'll get down on your knees or whatever, just pay me first, okay? With the help of my parents, all of my brother and his wife's belongings were sold off, and they used it to pay me back. But it still wasn't enough to pay me back in full. They were so desperate that they asked all their friends to lend them money, but no one was willing to help them out. In the end, they moved into a cheap apartment. They also repaid my debt with the help of a consumer finance company. I heard that the interest rate was quite high. They are working hard to repay the debt. By the way, I moved into a tower apartment. My parents who came to visit me said, I wonder if we should sell our house and move here too. The two of them, I'm sure they'll come begging for us to share the house with them again. They were proceeding with the bidding process for the room next door.